Good evening, Panther fans and family. My name is Toni Hall, and yes, you are tuning into my show called The Breakthrough. Today, I have a really good treat for y'all. We're going to talk about overcoming fear. We're going to talk about remaining peace, being at peace under pressure. And I also have a special guest with us. I'll let you know in just a second. But let me start my show off with a quote. Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Now, I bet you're like, what is she talking about? What does that even mean? So, it's quoted by Eric Thomas, one of my favorite motivational speakers of all time. And so basically it means, don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. You got this far. Do you think you're only this far to get this far? Like, do you think it's over? That's really what it means. Kind of like questioning yourself about life. So, just to kind of break it down, what the show is. The Breakthrough, here on this show, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about fear. We're going to talk about success. We're going to talk about failures. We're going to talk about anxiety. We're going to talk about happiness. But I just want to definitely lay the foundation for you guys. So let's talk about peace under pressure right now. Like I said, I do have a guest coming up. We have a really great treat. He's from Student Code of Conduct. He is known as the funny man, Mr. Howard. He will be coming on the second segment. But for right now, let's get into peace under pressure. Peace under pressure. Does that even make sense? Like, think about it. Does that even make sense? Peace, pressure? Those don't correlate. Think about it. To have peace under pressure, you must establish and learn how to master this particular mindset of fear and stress, anxiety, and depression. Those are all mindsets. Those are not real, in my opinion, even though they are real. They're a figment of our imagination that can really hold us down. Peace under pressure. Let me lay it down like this. When all hell is breaking loose around you, your car is not starting, you just dropped your phone, your boyfriend or girlfriend just broke up with you, and you're just like, why is this happening to me? What sense does that make? Why is my life the one going through these dark ends where I just feel like I'm alone and no one's there? Well, I'll tell you this, you're never alone. And to achieve peace under pressure in a circumstance like that, you're gonna have to really subtract yourself from that particular situation. Almost like stepping back and looking at it from the bigger picture. When you think about, man, my phone is broken, my girlfriend or boyfriend just broke up with me, my car is not working, what is happening? Think about this. When obstacles like that get in the way, just know that your breakthrough is so close. Because the littlest things in your life are designed to help you. Sometimes they can be designed to either break you. Some people don't understand what it means to have peace under pressure. For example, I'm really talking about myself in this case. My boyfriend didn't just break up with me. None of that. But I will say this. I have been going through car troubles. So with my viewers, I want y'all to know I'm human just like you guys. I go through the same things. I love to encourage and I love to motivate, but I go through the same exact things you guys go through. For example, my car. So I've had my car since I was about a junior in high school. My car's name is Fireball Eagle. Okay, it's a 2007 classic Buick Rendezvous, okay? Bad boy, looks like an ant. It's got a lot of junk in the trunk, okay? It's an SUV. It's my baby. So tell me why lately, I've been having trouble starting my car. And I realized that I am not a mechanic, but one thing I can learn to have is faith. So I'm gonna tell you how faith kind of squeezes into all this peace under pressure. When you know all hell is breaking loose around you and you feel like nothing can stop it, this thing called faith is what really is the main concept of having peace under pressure. Even though my car is breaking down on me, like I'm in front of the MSC, like over here flirting with the guy. Hey, yes, it was so good to meet you. Yes, okay. I'm walking to my car, and my car is not starting. So I have to pop the hood, jingle the battery a little bit, if you guys understand what that means, jingle the battery. You're trying to really play with your battery and have faith and figure out if this car is even going to turn on or not. So I'm over here doing this, and it's almost to the point to where it's embarrassing. It's like, why is this happening to me? But as soon as I step back and stop asking myself, why, my car turned on. Like, if I was to just have peace and be like, God, you can handle this, it would have just went a lot smoother. So my message to you guys, always have peace under pressure. Do not ever let your circumstance get the best of you. You are made to endure the things you go through. The obstacles you endure, the obstacles that come across you, the obstacles you have to jump over, the hurdles, those were designed for you. They were designed to help grow you. Just remember that at the end of the day, you can do all things. We're going to go to commercial break real quick. We'll be right back right after this.
Prairie View A&M University is about the students. Students don't just come here for the education. They come for the faculty, for the creativity, the camaraderie, an excellent standard of living, and the school spirit. They come here to gain something profound and to give something back. Students come for the tradition of excellence. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
Now, like I said, I have a special treat for you. I have a man that I really look up to. He is almost like a dad figure in my life. He's coached me, he's mentored me in so many ways, I feel. He's really been a true blessing in my life, and I wanted to bring him on my first show. His name is Mr. Howard. He works in Student Code of Conduct. And Mr. Howard, can you just give us a little bit about your background and where you grew up and what school you went to?
I was actually trying to figure out who you were talking about.
You?
Okay. No, I'm born and raised Tyler, Texas, native Texan. My name is Toni Howard Jr. I'm a junior, named after my father. Love him dearly. Proud graduate of Prairie View A&M University. And that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely.
Wow. Can you tell the people a little project that you've been working on for some time now? Almost similar to this.
One of my podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh, a college buddy of mine, Mr. Chase Wilson, and who's also an entrepreneur. We were sitting around with our friends one day, and we really have an interesting life. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should take what we do on a daily and share it with everyone. So we came up with a podcast called Plain Talk Propaganda, and where we really discuss any and everything. No topic is off limits,
right,
so to speak. Whatever anyone thinks is important is what we talk about. So it's Plain Talk Propaganda.
Wow. So the reason why I really, really wanted to bring you up on this show was because there's this feeling that's going around in the air. It's a feeling of fear that I've been getting from some students.
Right.
And I really want you to touch on, how do you actually overcome fear? Can you kind of break down what exactly fear is?
False evidence appearing real is what fear stands for me. For me, and not just fear, but with everything in life, I always think about being together. They'll give you an example of a hand, and when you close a fist, all your fingers are together, and you're stronger when you make a fist.
Right.
So for me, it's all about being together. There was a quote that I put up the other day, true friends don't get in your way unless you're going down.
Right.
So I want everybody to understand that nothing is done or accomplished by yourself. If you are scared, there may be someone else that feels the same way. So if you share that emotion, maybe together or collectively, you can come up with a solution as to how we can overcome this feeling. Because it does happen, it's in the air, but my circle is who I always lean on. I believe in myself, most definitely, but I have friends, I believe, in my heart of hearts that check me. They tell me when I'm wrong. They can criticize me, and I can take that criticism and learn from it. But I never, even being an only child and being very spoiled and loved by my family, I still understand that I'm not the only person that matters.
Right.
So having a great circle around me has always been my backbone as to why I overcome or I push through. When I get down, I don't necessarily go to somebody, but I think about those that are around me, and I'm like, what would that person do in this situation? Or what would my grandmother do? Or what would my mother or father or best friend or favorite cousin or favorite aunt? What are the teachings that they have already instilled in me? And if quitting isn't one of them, then that's just not what I do.
That's just ain't it. That's just ain't it. It's so crazy because I feel like I almost have a story similar to you, because I understand what it means to feel special. Like, you have a calling, to know your calling, to know that you have a reason to be here, but yet you get fearful. You get fearful of stepping out on chances. Risk. Risk is a big thing. If I didn't learn anything in economics, it was risk. The act of taking risk and how you can lose money, you can lose everything. But if you don't take that risk, it's almost like you never won anything.
You're not living. I think Muhammad Ali said something like that.
Yeah.
A man that doesn't take risk isn't living. For me, my biggest fear used to be failing my circle.
Wow.
Like, I didn't want to be a failure to them. So I was always like, let me make sure that I'm being perfect or doing things correctly, because I didn't want to seem less than in their eyes. And then as time progressed, I'm like, well, whether I'm a failure in their eyes or not, they still support me, so I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. I attack it head on. If I mess up, I learn, do it again.
Is there any way you can channel fear into some type of positive energy, some type of motivation?
It'll come out, whether you want to or not. Whether you think about it, well, like there isn't a clear-cut model for me. Like, when you're scared, do this here. Like, I don't think that. I think human instinct always takes over no matter what. Because when you're backed into a corner, you want to survive.
Right.
So fear is that feeling that you get when you feel like you're backed into a corner.
Yeah.
And what happens is something comes out of that. What that something is your way of overcoming fear. And it's in all of us. Some of us succumb to it, some of us don't. Some of us do it overly. And our fear turns into just being totally scared of our own shadow. Yeah. Hopefully you have a circle to lean on and like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. And I try to be that person here for all of the students, for everybody, not just the students, but for everybody, to always be that person and say, hey, it's gonna be okay. Because we all encounter problems, car problems especially, when it's cold. When it's cold.
I know, I know.
What I will say is you're around so many bright minds.
Yeah.
I don't think at times you all see one another as a person that can fix my car.
Yeah.
You all give one another the benefit of the doubt that that person has a life, that person has class, that person has, but for me, I see you all as all of the problem solvers. Like y'all solve all of the problems. You have this big network, you just don't know that you're connected yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure there's someone that you could call about your vehicle that has an uncle, aunt,
Yeah.
cousin. It's just, we're all connected,
Yeah.
we just don't know it yet.
It's so crazy that you say that. A couple weeks ago, I remember I was interviewing Angela Yee. I remember seeing you there. And one of the students had asked a question about their juicing business. And I remember a PV alum had stood up and was like, well, I have this, I can help you. And then the student before who asked the question had basically a connection to that next student that had asked the question. And it was just so crazy. It was so crazy to see students being connected right in front of your eyes and students not knowing that literally your business partner might be in your class. Your husband might be across campus. I mean, you don't know. You just don't know who you are connected with until you get out there.
Exactly.
Until you figure out who you are, until you figure out what friend group you want to be in. Because you touched on it, the importance of your circle. It is so important. The company you keep around you is so important. Like, I don't want failures around me. I don't. That's just it. And I wouldn't want the same, or vice versa. I wouldn't want anything of that nature, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right, most definitely.
So, like, can you tell us about a time where you were experiencing fear, like, head on, but you knew that you could do it, that you could overcome it?
Leaving home, coming to college was scary.
Yeah.
Scary for me for a simple fact that I am an only child. And the very first time, which is so funny now that I'm older, the very first time I came to the university, it took me like 5 hours to get here.
Oh, wow.
It is a 2.5-hour trip. And it was like, I didn't know where I was going. I was looking at a map. This was before.
GPS, smartphones.
Yeah, way before that. But that was scary in its own. But I also had a sense of competition within my friend group because we all went off to college, to different colleges. And as fearful as I also was like, well, I can't let him outdo me. His grades can't be better than mine. And I can't not go to school because he did.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm like, deep breath, pull the pants up and let's go. So with that being motivation, my grandmother being motivation, and of course my mom and dad said, well, you can't stay here. Yeah. So with that in mind, I really didn't have a choice.
Right.
It was like I was scared, but when I looked at my choices, I was in a corner. I came out, graduated, here I am now.
Wow. My last question for you. Can you touch on how to overcome failure? I failed. I'm in a bad place. I can't come up. I don't want to come up. I want to be under this rock. I want to be in the dark. I don't want to deal with anything because I'm a failure. But I know one day I'm going to come over it. How do I get over that?
For me, I think failure comes when people start comparing themselves to others. Yeah. Understand that you are unique. That's one thing my grandmother told me coming up, be yourself because everyone else is already taken.
Wow,
so I never see things as you personally being a failure. Yeah, you failed tests, you failed, you misspell words, or you speak differently than others, you don't iron your clothes the same. Like all of that can be seen as different types of failure, but they're all correctable. Right. I don't see it as failure, I see it as learning, because you have to learn how to walk, you have to learn how to clean, you have to learn everything to get it to be to your liking. Some of us learn things to get it to be to someone else's liking, right. But you'll never please everyone. You can most definitely please yourself, because I love pound cake and I'm gonna eat the pound cake. I think what I eat does not make you happy.
No.
So that's just how I feel. Don't do things for others. Make sure you're doing it for yourself.
Wow. If you could leave some advice for students that want to come to Prairie View, they see the glitz and glamour, they see the parties, they see all of that. What is some word of advice to those incoming freshmen, PV 24, PV 25, 26, PV 30? What is something that you would want to resonate with students looking to come to Prairie View?
Interesting. I would like them to understand that if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere in life, because this place will test you to your limits, and if you stay strong, you will be limitless. Yeah, and that's it.
That's good. That's deep. How long have you been working in student code of conduct?
7 years now.
And that was a really great answer.
Yeah,
It was
7 years.
7 years summed up into about a couple words. That's really just so remarkable. And I just want to really say thank you for taking the time out to just come talk, because Prairie View is it's a special place.
Most
like
definitely.
You say, it's nothing like Prairie View. I know I said I was done asking questions, but I do got to do a little more.
No problem, no
y'all
problem.
Just be dropping gems, and I don't want anyone to miss it, because even though we have been talking about fear, we have been talking about failures, I do want to talk about success. Because we do, as humans, we focus on the negative so much that sometimes we forget about the positive. So my question to you is it right, or when is it right to celebrate success?
Every day. Celebrate every day, because every day is a success. Waking up is a success. Being able to read is a success. Being able to write is a success. So make sure for me, I try to celebrate every moment. Walking across campus, going to work, going home, hugging, kissing my wife, seeing all of you come together to make this show happen. Like, this is a success. Everything is a success. So celebrate every chance you get. Go in the mirror, tell yourself you're great, kiss yourself, tell yourself I love me some me, and let's go. Let's tackle the day.
Wow, well, y'all, I hope you guys took everything down. Everything down that he said. We're gonna get ready to go to commercial break. Once again, we were here with the one and only, Mr. Howard. Thank you.
2.0.
Thank you.
I'm junior.
Hey, either way, you have spoken to the masses, and your message was received. I believe it. I believe there's a reason why you're on the show. Everything is intentional in life. And once again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And guys, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
At Prairie View A&M University, we've been igniting passion in students for more than 140 years. It's about inspiration. It's about global influence. It's about self-expression and individuality. It's about trailblazing a path of excellence. It's about engaging in the greater community. Above all, it's about helping you realize your dreams. Ignite your passion. Experience Prairie View A&M University.
Welcome back, Panther fans and family. Welcome back to the breakthrough. Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I just kind of broke through some chains on that last segment. Hashtag Tasha Cobbs, okay? So one thing I want to kind of start doing with the breakthrough is dedicating episodes to special students that I feel like needed this message. And I feel like this episode, I love her so much. She's my best friend in the entire world. I really dedicate this particular episode to my best friend, Tori Merrick's. I love you so much, and I understand everything you've been going through in your life. You are so strong. And that's for the same person who's watching on the other end. I'm talking to you too. You can do anything. Everything that you need is in front of you. You can do all things. You're powerful. Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. It is okay. You were built for this. You were made for this. Go out, kill the world. Not literally, please don't do that. But go out and take what is yours. I believe it. You got it. This was an episode of The Breakthrough. Tune in next week. Y'all, we have another treat next week, but I'm not going to lay it up just yet. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Toni Hall. We'll see you guys next week on The Breakthrough.